What is up, my fellow mobile gamers? In today's video, we got our character tier list for the mobile game The Walking Dead All-Stars. Subscribe to the channel, thumbs up this video for more amazing mobile gaming content. We got the tier list set up above me. Strictly just have to mention this is a tier list. We're not going to sit here and go over every single character's strength and weakness. This video would take 2 hours long. It's bad enough we got about 30 characters to go through for this tier list, so several of them, or a lot of them, we're just going to be kind of ranking them. This is strictly so you have an idea of what characters are powerful and which characters are kind of not so great. Just a quick reference. Always popular but always controversial, the tier list. Also, apologies, the names and the images are kind of small. I tried to do the best I could to chop these out of the game just so we have a little bit of a reference to go through, so that way you can see me ranking them. I tried to make it as big as possible. First one we got is Abraham. 100,000,000%. We're putting him in the S tier list. This guy is ridiculously strong. Most importantly, noting his special ability that he throws the chain, pulls them in, and he can just start mowing down enemies. Top tier damage dealer. Next up, we have Alpha. This is an okay character. Definitely put him in the B category. I would say not the worst, but definitely not one of the better characters to choose. Moving along, we have Andrew. This guy right here, we're going to put him in the A tier list. Definitely above average, but not super broken like Abraham or some of the other S tier characters we're going to go over. All right, next up we have Carl Grimes, the son of Rick. I would put him in the B category. Next up, the Chemist. I would put him in the A category. The Chemist has some really good damage over time effects with the chemicals that he makes and throws, and does some good AoE damage. Moving on, we have Chloe, another solid character that I would put in the A tier list. Then we got Dwight, another way above average character in the A category, a really good damage dealer. All right, next we have Emily, another okay character, I would say B tier list. Then we got Eugene, definitely put him in the A tier list. A really strong healer, but definitely not like the best support in the game. But definitely if you need a strong healer, Eugene, you can't go wrong with. Then we got Eva, I would say B, definitely B. Ezekiel and Shiva, one of the top tier characters in this game, putting him in the S category. You get the speed boost, can tank really well, and also has some good CC effects. Moving along, we got Gabriel, another support character that has some okay healing. I would say Gabriel is definitely not as good as Eugene, so because of that, I would say he's below Eugene, so I'd put him definitely in the B area. Then we have Glenn, definitely by far, I would argue and say Glenn is the best support character in this game, 100% in the S tier list. He does everything, buffs, debuffs, and heals. Moving on, we have the Governor. The Governor could arguably go in the B category or the C category, really. Definitely just kind of falls off and isn't one of the stronger characters in this game. Just for this purpose, I would say definitely by far kind of bad. I put him in the C list. Then we got Jesus, another solid character, but kind of like definitely falls off. I would say 100% B tier list. Kate could go in the A area or the S. I'm going to put her in the S because if you pair her up correctly with another really strong character, she kind of supports them in not necessarily like a support way, but she can help another character put out a ridiculous amount of damage. She's extremely well when paired up with Andrea, so because of that, I would say S. Next, we have everyone's favorite character, Leader Rick. I see people complain about Leader Rick all the time. A lot of people think this is like a really bad character in the game. But I would argue, I would say that Leader Rick is not as bad as a lot of people would say. I'm sure if you were doing your own tier list, a lot of people would put Leader Rick in the C area. I would say Leader Rick could go in the B, possibly the A. For this video though, we're gonna put him in the B. I think he's definitely underrated because he has the ability to not only do stun effects, but he can summon additional bodies onto the battlefield. And that's what makes Leader Rick so strong. And I think people really underestimate him. About having more bodies in the battlefield is always good. They're not only able to tank and take damage from the enemy, but they're also putting out damage. So I say Leader Rick is definitely better than what a lot of people say he is. You could also put him in the A. I would definitely not argue with that if you were to put him in the A or the B. Then we got Magna, definitely another B character. And then we have Mercer, other B definitely. Then we got Michonne. Michonne, I would personally say S tier list. But I know some people would say that she's like an A. So either S or A, but I'm definitely saying that I think she is one of the better characters in this game. Definitely top tier. Then we have Negan, another 100% definitely a top tier S category list. Then we have Pierce. I would say Pierce is probably a B. Could possibly put him in the A. Then we got Princess, definitely another B tier list. Moving on, we got Rick Grimes. Now, I definitely think Rick Grimes is definitely like one of the worst characters in this game. I would put him in the C. And that's kind of sad because it's Rick, right? Rick is supposed to be the main character of The Walking Dead. But I just feel like they did him dirty. I used him a lot at the beginning, and I just feel like he didn't bring anything to the table. I was kind of like, what is he doing? I don't know. I definitely say he's like a C. Then we got Rosita, my favorite. Now this is kind of interesting because she has some like really unique abilities that make her like one of the most annoying characters in this game. Like it is really hard to destroy her because she's always evading your attacks. So I personally would put her in the A because I think she's actually really strong, but I know a lot of people don't personally like her and they would probably say she's like a B. So like A or B for Rosita. She has like a very unique kind of play style that makes her hard to kill. Once you find the strategy to defeat her, she can be pretty easy to defeat. Then we have R, one of my favorite tanks in the game. I think R is a really strong character, but definitely like not S tier list, so I would definitely say an A. Then we have Scott. I would say Scott's like a C or a B. You could definitely put him in either area. Another kind of like weaker character. Then we got Shane. I think early game Shane is a really strong tank. But definitely once you get to like later game, you're definitely going to want like an S tier tank. But for a long time, Shane can really carry you a very long way. Sherry's another one that I would say is like a B or a C, definitely kind of on the weaker side. And then we have Tyler. I would definitely put him in the C, definitely one of the weakest characters in this game. There are a few characters that I missed from my notes that I just want to go over. We also have Tyrese. Tyrese is 100% in the S tier list. One of the best tanks, if not the best tank in this game. We also have Andrea, who would also go in the S tier list. For A, we're also missing Sophia, a really strong character, has a very unique ability that helps buff other characters' energy. I would also put Beta in the A tier list as well. For B, a few that we have missing is Denise, Sebastian, Alpha, and Laura. And then for C, we're missing Dante, George, Axel, and Raina. Raina, I think is how you say her name. But yeah, those were the ones that I just kind of forgot to take screenshots of. But yeah, this is the tier list. I hope you enjoyed it. I'm sure people will argue, you know, some people agree, some people don't. That's fine. Just a quick glance so you can get a quick overview of who's strong, who's not. Stay happy, stay safe. I'll see y'all later. Peace.